Many of you may not have noticed this, but recently I've been using the Octane a bit more than I have the Fennec. And if you know me, I am a complete Fennec addict. Like, I absolutely love the Fennec body. And I feel the exact same way about the Octane. I absolutely love it. All my OG Rocket League players out there know that the Octane was the most popular car around when Rocket League first released and for a while after, actually. And even when the Fennec was originally released into the game, it didn't automatically become the most popular car. So the question is, how did the Fennec become the most popular car in Rocket League? Well, today we're going to answer that question. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of how the Fennec became the most popular car in Rocket League.
Tough for PSG to adjust to because getting demoed and not only getting to, oh, he got it!
Now let me take you back to 2019, where we sit in the era of DreamHack Valencia and the entirety of this tournament. Now this tournament consisted of some of the best teams in the world at the time, and one of the teams that was in there, which at the time was known as PSG Esports, consisted of the three players Farah, Broody, and Chausette. Now you might be thinking, what does this have to do with anything about the Fennec? Well, let me tell you. The Fennec was released on July 1st, 2019, and you were able to get it through crates. Now, anybody who doesn't know Rocket League back then, crates are kind of what our rare drops, very rare drops, and import drops are now today. But instead of getting them for free, we had to pay for keys in order to unlock those crates. Now, mind you, DreamHack Valencia originally started on May 19th, 2019, with a playoff bracket ranking the top 32 teams to go on to play between July 5th and July 7th of 2019. Which brings us back to PSG Esports and a player that we may recognize by name, Chausette. In the top 8, we saw PSG and Cloud9 face off in a best of 5 round, with the winner moving on to versus TBR. However, for the first time, people witnessed the Fennec in action in a pro Rocket League scene, with Chausette taking control of the now most popular car. Now, of course, one series did not ultimately make the Fennec the most popular car in the game. However, as PSG pushed through the ranks and pushed through the tournament playoff bracket, the community started to take note of the unbelievable performance Chausette was putting in and the similarities the Fennec had to the Octane. As PSG went on to dismantle both TBR and NRG in the grand finals, players, especially pro players, took note of the Fennec and its capabilities and similarities to the Octane and tried it out, realizing that the vehicle is actually very easy to control. And with its hitbox identical to the Octane, many players started to transition to the Fennec. And only to add more salt to the wound, people went as far as to say that its body is much more well defined with edges on the sides, giving you better hits on the ball. Now, of course, me saying that Chausette started this whole movement of players transitioning to the Fennec might be a little bit overstretched, because you could argue the point that players were going to try the car out regardless of whether Chausette used it in the playoffs or he didn't use it. However, it's because he used the car inside of DreamHack Valencia and went on to win DreamHack Valencia that the community and pros especially were more interested in trying the car out and seeing how it functions as compared to the Octane. But regardless of this fact, this car wasn't a car you were able to just get for free. You needed to use crates, trading, or wait for it to drop in the shop in order to get hands on this car. Which is why, I don't know if you guys remember, back when the car originally released, up until you were able to buy it inside the shop, the car was unbelievably expensive to buy. I'm pretty sure you would pay like 100 to 200 keys just to get the car itself. But this surge in pros using the Fennec in the pro scene and in the streaming scene and casual scene is why we see so many players today especially using the Fennec. And since it's much easier to get your hands on the car nowadays, the amount of people that'll actually use it has went up. Now, does this take away from the Octane at all? No, not really actually, because the Octane is still insanely used in Rocket League. Like, I don't think I've ever joined a lobby where I don't at least have one Octane or one Fennec in it, because both of them are the most popular cars in Rocket League now. And I really don't see that changing anytime soon unless another car with the similar structure and similar hitbox as these two come out. Now, as for the Rocket League pro scene, we don't really see many players using cars like the Dominus or the Venom. We only see real players using the Fennec or the Octane. And that's because even newer players nowadays are starting off with these two cars as their main cars. So it really doesn't come as a surprise that players have shifted from every other car to just the Octane and the Fennec. Now, I'm not taking away from any other car's popularity, because I do know the Dominus is pretty infamous, especially for its freestyling ability, and the Merc's pretty popular for its tankiness, but it just doesn't compare to the Fennec or the Octane. When you really think about it, it's pretty cool seeing that one pro player shifted the entire pro scene. Because imagine if Chausette didn't show off the Fennec the way he did when he first played in DreamHack. I bet we would see what we see today with the Fennec, but I feel like back then in the 2019, 2020-ish era, we would have seen the surge in Fennec users like we did. Because let's be honest, when you get attached to a car in Rocket League, you stay attached to that car. You really don't like to change. You know what I'm trying to say? I bet switching from the Octane to the Fennec for most players was pretty tough. But after adjusting to the car and realizing just how good the car was, you just couldn't not use it, you know? So let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this. I thought it was pretty awesome. Now it's your turn to decide what you think it is. It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm out. I'll see you on the next one.